The First Million Words, Episode 17, Historical Fantasy with Aliette de Bodard. Research and everything, it all kind of, if you're writing something that's old culture like this, you can kind of make it up a little bit, just as long as it fits the plot. And, is that something that happens a lot if you're writing historical fantasy? Is that, because you were saying like you had taken a lot of time to track down this information on like the Aztec Empire. When you got a hold of the information, did it automatically just click and you think, oh, great, I have a plot that would fit this? Or did you have to come up with the plot to fit it?
No, I pretty much had to come up with the entire plot. I mean, again, there's not much. And I had a vague idea when I started the project, before I actually undertook any research, that it was going to be about Akal's conflicts with his family. So I thought, okay, well, let's do the classic, there's a murder, his brother gets falsely arrested for it, and won't justify himself. It's like fairly cliche, but it's a good starting point.
Yeah, well, I find you can take things that are a little cliche, and if you kind of throw them into a new setting like the Aztec Empire, then people are way more forgiving of a cliche or of a story that they've maybe read before.
I think it's actually worse than that. It's like it's what Orson Scott Card called the coat hangers. There's like a limited amount of space in the reader's head to hang up new concepts.
Yeah.
Stuff that they don't feel comfortable with. And especially when you're a new writer and not new in the sense, like, not very good at writing yet, as I was when I started writing those books, and not very confident. There's a limited amount you can actually get across. So I think actually having a familiar plot and a familiar starting point to the story and so on actually helps smooth out the huge ball of alienness that just went flying at them with the entire Aztec Empire.
Yeah. Now, what in terms of historical fantasy? Now, what kind of research was involved in this? Because I know we just kind of hinted at it earlier, but it was a lot more than just going to the Wikipedia page. I assume. Yeah.
Well, I have a bookshelf. Well, I mean, several bookshelves, really. I started out with everyday life among the Aztecs book and that kind of stuff, and now I have facsimiles of some of the codices with commentaries. Those are really great. I didn't actually get my hands on them until the last book because they were expensive. But I also had translated myths. Not the actual, sometimes they will parcel myths as fairy tales.
Yeah.
Here I had the actual translation from Noel, so you could see not only how their myths were and how the basic story played out, but also the way that they told them, which is very important because it's actually not at all the same as say Christian myths. It's very idiosyncratic, and I have lots of books about that, about Aztec history, Aztec way of thought, and I used a couple of times, probably not for the first book, but for the second and third book, I actually used JSTOR and downloaded some academic papers because I needed fairly specialized information about how a particular city would have looked in the 15th century or something like that that I could find anywhere, either in books or online. Well, online pretty much sucks though, so for that.
Nice. And then with the naming and everything, where did the names of the the characters come from? Because they're very unique names. Is that another one of the historical books, or is there a big list of names, or do you just add the the TL to the end of words?
Well, TL is actually it's like the article. So that's why it's stuck everywhere, basically. Or I'm not sure. But, it's a very, again, I don't want to say weird, but it's a very odd grammar when you're actually more used to like Anglo-Saxon or French grammar.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But no, I am with the names. I had like one main concern, well, two main concerns. The first was keep them reasonably accurate, and the second is I'm fiddling a little bit with them so that it would be short.
Mm-hmm.
Because Aztec culture, like Russian culture, basically thought that the longer you took to pronounce someone's name, the more care you lavished on them.
Oh.
Therefore, having a long name was really, really a good thing. And there's this very sweet Aztec name that translates as broken feather of the quetzal flower. I think that is something like 6 or 7 syllables long, involves Q's, Z's, TL's.
Wow.
And it's a very pretty name and a very like appropriate name to give a girl. I just can't use it because no one will remember. I mean, I got enough people complaining already that they couldn't keep characters straight because of the weird names. So I thought, okay, short. So I then went to an Arab dictionary and I started looking at like short and sort of distinctive. So I didn't want to have two characters that had the name that started with the same letter and the same number of syllables because then everything would have got mixed up. So for instance, Akal just means reed. It's like there's a month in the Aztec calendar that's the month of reeds, and it's also the symbol for justice. So I thought that was very appropriate. Theomil is arrow of the gods, which is also fairly appropriate for like hot heads. And Mimatini, I think, is prudent or careful, something like that. So, and Akimapishli actually has the high priest of the rain god actually has the name of one of the very first Aztec emperors. So this is a very puffed up, important name that goes well with a puffed up character who thinks that he's the center of the world.
Nice. And then when it came to the religion, and you kind of I know I've heard in interviews before you said you kind of changed it up because you didn't want to have the human sacrifices because that right there kind of kills a lot of the sympathy you would have for the characters. Is that something? Is that something that were there tribes like that in the Aztec culture, or was that kind of made up just for the story?
Well, I mean, strictly speaking, what I did was not remove human sacrifice. What I did was, first I made up an entire religious order. There was an order of the god of death. They just probably were not in charge of funerals. We don't really know, but it falls into that fudge thing. We don't really know, like, if there was an organized body of people who actually took care of funerals or not. I thought, Christ, death god would make sense.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I also thought, I had human sacrifices. I had them in the first book, and like in the second and third book, I made them more prominent. What I just couldn't see myself writing, and I think actually today I could do it, but back then I could not, is like having my main character actually do a human sacrifice and like still keep rid of sympathy. I was like, I can't, it's like too much. I understand where he's coming from, I understand why he's doing that, it's like, and I understand this is not needless cruelty, that this is something they think is vital, that is very probably voluntary, but still, I'm like, I can understand that, I can make it come across, but I don't think I can present it in a way that won't make the reader go, ew. And I mean, I had enough people complaining that I killed a now. I thought if I kill a human person, yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's a lot more sympathy for, like whenever I watch a movie, I find like there's all these movies that I can watch where, there's war, people are dying, and all these, people are suffering and dying, but like then one dog gets killed in the movie, and I'm like, I'm not watching this anymore. Screw this. So that might be it.
But I certainly had more people complain about the sacrifices of owls, weasels, and other animals than I actually had complaining about like the human sacrifices in the second and third book were like very much more obvious, and actually some of them were performed on stage. And I was like, come on, is nobody complaining about those? Turns out not. Okay.
Wow, yeah, that's kind of the culture, yeah. Is you come to you get used to that in a lot of, especially in a lot of fantasy and sci-fi. You know, they're almost always based around like a war or something like that. So I guess you just get desensitized. But yeah, like I said with yeah, it's like kill a dog in a movie, and yeah, I hate that movie now. But now, was there any in your research with the Aztecs? Was there anything that you had to leave out that you really wanted in there? Because I'm sure there was a bunch of facts that you couldn't put in. Was there anything that you really wished that you had a use for in your books?
Yeah, there was this entire. I read a lot about, like, especially for the third book, I read a lot about the Aztec army and the Aztec organization in times of war.
Mm-hmm.
It was very fascinating because, like, you also see it in Asian myth, which is they have a very different concept of honor, and sometimes it's like very. I mean, they have absolutely, for instance, no issue with coming up with an ambush at night, and they don't see that as dishonorable. It's just like, okay, fortunes of war. You'd better be ready for us day and night, and if you're not, too bad for you.
Yeah.
And the warriors who actually performed this were one of the highest ranked order of Aztec warriors, and they all had all these cool. Those warrior orders had this very nice sort of like mystical society that had its own little retreat fortress that was like about 30 or 40 kilometers from Mexico, and when they performed rites for the solstice and all that kind of thing, and I thought that would be cool, except I just could never fit into the story because like 30 or 40 kilometers is a long distance to actually go in the middle of the woods, and it just never fitted in the plot, and I thought, oh man, I want to do something else.
So I guess it mostly just comes down to there's all this cool stuff that you can find, but it's in the end, plot really is the king. You can't like if it doesn't serve the plot or if it detracts from the story, like no matter how cool it is, you can't throw it in there. So
yeah, more the story than the plot. I think. I mean, you can throw in cool world building. I do that all the time. It helps. I find that small details, for instance, are really a nice way to actually get it across. But like, yeah, but if at any point it makes the reader wonder why the heck you're doing this, yeah, I'll sit.
Yeah. Nice. Now, Guillermo, do you have any final questions about the historical fiction?
No, I mean, it's just I'm going to fawn some more over the book because I thought it was so cool and
okay, go ahead.
I thought it was so cool and unique.
I'll be off blushing.
Okay.
I'll just be like, hey, remember when this happened? That was pretty cool.
But it was just I don't know. I don't really have any questions about the book itself. I just thought it was really great and really different, and I wish I could come up with something even half as good as this.
So it's basically the question is, how did you get so awesome?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
She says she's a geek, so she kind of fits into the fold with us. So
that's the other thing that made me laugh. I had to put the audiobook on pause and just like laugh for like a full minute when the battle starts and Harry yells like his war cry. He just goes, "I don't believe in fairies," and that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. I just the one thing that I can't wait for is to see Come for Gay Bigfoot on Reading Rainbow.
Yes.
Like that's the episode that I'm waiting for.
Well, how do we get right back to that?
I don't know. It's just it's racked my brain, and I can think of nothing else.
I think our listeners, I think we owe them an explanation.
Oh, that's right.
Because that episode we did with Brian Thomas Schmidt, where he came back and was talking about his new book, The Returning.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Hang on. I just saw what the cover of the new Dresden Files book looks like. Let me send it to you.
Ooh.
Here, look at the page.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I just talking about? Oh yeah, right. See, he's writing an AT-AT.
That's awesome. I need this book to come out because I've been it's been racking my brain. I'm like, I need to, I need to read this now. It's kind of like I don't know. I think the best thing to do is to just not think about it too much. Otherwise, it's like standing next to your mom while she's making dinner and just be like, "Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet?"
Yeah. Well, it apparently it looks like the newest Dresden Files, which is going to be called Cold Days. I guess it is coming out in the fall of this year.
That's not actually though.
No.
No, it's not.
It's not. When is it coming out then, Guillermo? Tell me.
Oh, I mean, not that it's not coming out. I'm just it's that's not really the cover.
No, that's the cover. Look, it's official. It's on Goodreads. Of course, that's the cover.
All right, we'll go with that.
It's. I guess that's Harry Dresden.
Uh-huh.
And it says, "Think Looney Tunes meets Cthulhu."
Oh, okay.
And it's Jim Butcher's Cold Days. And he's writing an AT-AT. That's awesome.
Okay.
Through Hoth. So anyway, shouldn't they call it Cold?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we had our interview with Brian Thomas Schmidt, and then we got off on a long tangent. But before our interview with him, we were just kind of sitting around doing nothing. And I looked up online because I wanted to see... Chuck Palahniuk came out with a new book, a remix to one of his older books called Invisible Monsters, and I was looking that up online, and I'm kind of scrolling through the Amazon pages, and I come across one called Come for the Invisible Man.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, I may have to put an explicit tag on this episode, maybe. So
just for the title.
Go ahead and get all your swearing out of the way right now, Guillermo.
Wiener dam, poo.
Thank you.
There we go.
Appealing to the Morning Zoo crew crowd that listens to us.
Yeah, so now that's out of your system.
We also have a naked stripper in the studio today. Say hi, naked stripper.
I am naked and drunk. No, I'm sorry.
Oh boy. So we found that, and then apparently there's a whole series of erotica novelettes or novellas or short stories even about mythical figures,
like mythical
that.
creatures.
Mythical creatures. Well, yeah. One of them was Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And even on Brian's link to our show, he tweeted about his episode, and one of the hashtags he made was #gay Bigfoot. Don't ask. And yeah, so we saw this Come for Bigfoot, and there's apparently a whole series of them, and I don't know how we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna write fan fiction for it, and it's gonna be gay Bigfoot. And then I was like, yeah, because there are no closets in the forest or something. And and you immediately, it was like 5 minutes after we thought of that, you sent me the cover of the book that you're gonna write, Come for Gay Bigfoot. And I do apologize to anybody listening who has sensibilities, that are offended by things like this, but whatever. It was really funny.
Exactly.
You had to have been there. So that's yeah. You sent me a photoshopped cover of a very.
He looks so gentle and peaceful.
The Bigfoot is a gay Bigfoot is a gentle lover. Yes.
I'm actually.
I hope nobody takes that soundbite and uses it for anything. Yes, gay Bigfoot is a gentle lover, says Ben Love.
That's gonna be. That's gonna be. I don't know.
Oh boy. Yeah, but it was I recorded that whole conversation, so I might have to put snippets of it up sometime, but yeah, anyway, on to writerly things.
No, I think I don't know. I think I kind of want to dwell on gay Bigfoot because
You want to dwell on gay Bigfoot?
no,
Go ahead.
no, I don't. I'm just like the thing is, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna write a really funny parody of this thing that I haven't really read except for the sample chapters.
Oh, did you read the sample chapters?
Yeah, and it's I don't want. I don't know. The thing is, I don't want to. You know what? If you're into reading, things like this, and that's what gets you jollies, then by all means, I am not the arbiter of what, of what is or isn't, sexy time, but it is really funny. I don't want to insult anyone.
Yeah,
but
and
the concept is hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, and if you're the type of person that likes to read erotica, that's cool.
We don't judge.
It's not really my thing, but oh yeah, look at that! You can get a sample chapter.
Yes, I read it, and it's
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, and I was like, I need fuel for this thing that I'm going to write because it's going to be hilarious.
Wow, wouldn't that? Wait. I'm looking at the cover of it. Wow, there's a whole series. There's like 4 of them at least. Wow.
Well, there's lots of. I mean,
Yeah,
there's so many parallel stories you could have with having
Yeah.
sex with a Bigfoot. I mean,
Did
it's
she
kind
not
of
cover all of the positions and topics? And okay, it looks like it's a nice looking lady on the cover,
but no Bigfoot. Oddly
but
enough,
no Bigfoot. So is it? I don't know. Is it like a bestiality thing?
I don't know. I haven't.
Oh, you didn't get that far into the book?
I didn't read the sexy parts because I think it's funnier for me to just make it up than to actually. Because I don't know. The horrible thing would be if I wrote it and I thought it was hilarious and it turned out to be exactly like the book. Only not only the book is being serious and I'm being facetious.
Wait, not to interrupt you, but look at there's another one called Milked by Bigfoot, which is a Bigfoot lactation kink, I guess, or fetish. And then there's one right below that is a sci-fi tentacle sex erotica. There's this whole thing going on in the world of books that I just had no idea existed.
Yes,
Lactation sex stories? What?
Involving Bigfoot. That's kind of a niche type of thing.
Wow.
I mean, even more niche than Come for Bigfoot. But I don't know. I want to write it I want to write it just to get it out of my system, just so I can be like, when they're going through my the list of things I've written, like, on my Wikipedia, they're like, oh yeah, he wrote The Epic Quest of Steve and Darken on the Dark Lord of Darkness, and he's gone on to write the Great American Novel, and even once wrote a funny
He wrote several
novella
Star Wars novels, yeah.
Yeah, and then wrote a funny novella about having sex with Bigfoot.
Oh man.
And not only will I not shy away from it, I will insist that people I want that to be written on my headstone. Wrote a book about having sex with gay Bigfoot.
In the first person.
Exactly. And it's going to be awesome, and I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to write it, and I'm just going to throw it out there and be like, "Hey, guess what? This is free."
Yeah, just okay, nice.
You're welcome.
There's wow, yeah, I had okay. So
okay, yeah, we've
anyway,
dwelled on this for too long. I'm sorry.
moving right along. So we had our conversation with Aliette de Bodard this episode, which was really nice, and I keep mispronouncing her name because I am from Chicago, and that's just how we tack.
It's like Aliette.
Yeah. So Aliette,
Are there any Polish sausages in your book?
yeah. So do they have the bears in Paris, in France? Yeah. So that's me. I'm totally uncultured and
no, you're not.
and horrible. Yeah.
No. It's just a funny little.
All I do is sit around looking at internet memes and laughing at them. That's my whole life.
No, that's
And playing strip solitaire. It's really sad.
Yeah, strip solitaire is just like.
Even if you win at strip solitaire, you lose.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, and
sitting
then
there naked,
and then you have
it's
to
like,
explain it.
I'm gonna read some erotica now.
Yeah, and then you have to explain it to your wife when she comes in. She's like, why are you playing cards? And you know what? Knowing Lisa, she'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go back in my room, and we will never speak of this again.
Yeah. Yes.
Or there's like you have a male Bigfoot blow up doll.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we completely earned that explicit tag. I'm sorry. That's on me.
I'm not gonna put one on. I'm just gonna see what happens. Oh, great! Now I'm looking at my Amazon recommended list, and it's a bunch of paranormal sex books.
It's all right.
Hey, based on your recent history, check this out. Oh man.
And then next time, like, your grandma like visits and then logs on, it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy a foot massager because my feet hurt. And then she's gonna open that up. She's gonna be like, oh my god, gay Bigfoot. I don't know.
Guillermo, I'm not going to mention the title of this one that got sent to me through Amazon. I'm just going to send you the link and hear your reaction. Go for it.
Okay, I'm just yeah.
Look at the cover. Yep.
Yeah.
Do
Wow.
you see what Amazon is recommending to me now?
But the thing is, I don't want to. If anything, I want to encourage people to write. I think making fun of it may keep people from writing what they want to write, and I want you to write.
Yeah, no, we're not making fun of it. It's just it's like, little kids who like find, yeah. Anyway,
who for some reason find a stash in the woods, and you're like, how did this end up here?
Didn't you find something interesting when you were a kid and you put it in your neighbor's mailbox?
Oh yeah, that was
my wife told me that story.
Oh yeah, we did. It was a how do I put this to avoid the explicit tag? It was a
phallus.
Yes, a rubberized phallus that had been obviously used, and I thought it was the funniest thing because I was walking home from like school, and it was just by the side of the road, which you don't expect to find that. And oddly enough, I saw that, and I was like, there are so many possibilities for what sort of pranks I could pull with this thing. Luckily, I had like a super big gulp cup, and I kind of scooped it, and I was like, what do I do with it? What do I do with it?
So I'm so glad you didn't pick it up.
Oh, no, God knows where that's been.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where that's been, which is why I'm not touching it. But I thought, okay, and then, I showed it to my friends, and we all laughed, and we just kind of forgot about it, and then we were playing street hockey one day, and
it was still in your big gulp cup, or
oh no, it was safely hidden in a secret stash in the woods.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And we kind of hit the little the ball into a neighbor's yard, and this neighbor was not cool with us playing hockey in the street that no one drove down because really no one really lived there. But she stole the ball and ran into the house, and we didn't get the ball back, so that was like game over. So we were like, man, she sucks. She's it's like old people. Why do old people always want to kill our fun, man? So I was like, you know what we could do? What? We could put something in her mailbox. They're like, what? Who? It's like, this is so cliche. I'm like, no,
the thing.
it's like we gave it a name. It's like, no, we put little Elvis in there. What? and then we did.
That poor lady.
But the thing is, we never stuck around to see because there's nowhere to really hide to like laugh at stuff. So we just kind of pictured the reaction in our heads, and oddly enough, she never really said much about us playing street hockey in front anymore. Maybe she was
she knew.
Maybe she was occupied.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway. Nobody's gonna come on our show ever again.
Never. I just killed it for everyone. They're gonna be like, "Wait, is this the gay Bigfoot dildo thing?" Yeah, no, thank you.
Because I don't edit. I'm not gonna edit this out.
Okay, yeah, no.
Last week we had the episode went up, and I was listening to it, and there's a bit in there where my son was out playing in the other room while we were in here recording, and you can hear him just, there's a moment of silence, and then he just goes, "Rah!" like that, and I was like, I'm leaving that in.
Yes. It's so that he can like listen back, once we're long gone, he can be like, I wonder what this was all about, and then he'll listen to it, and he'll lose all respect for us, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Oh boy. So, hey, let's talk about something writing-ish.
Oh yes, I've gotten the writing bug as of late.
Oh, really? Oh, me too. Me too. I actually, that thing that we were working on together, I wanted to get back into that, working on that again.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It just once I got past my little mental block, it's flowing. In fact, it's getting good. Like I'm happy with what I'm writing in it because it's actually going somewhere. Sort of.
Nice.
And I'm trying to be like, oh, and there's gonna be like these these little flashbacks at the beginning of every chapter, and I was trying to make them serious, but of course I had to throw a joke in there, and I don't know. What do I have to make? Why can't I ever write anything serious? Why does everything just turn into like jokes?
Yeah, well, that's life.
I'm like,
well,
wait a
that's
minute.
your life.
I'm like, when did this turn into a Kevin Smith movie?
That's
I mean, don't
okay,
get me
man.
wrong. I love that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm like, this. I don't know. It's like, hey, dialogue. I love dialogue.
Yeah,
because-
that dialogue is fun. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow, I'm looking at these things you sent me.
You're,
It's,
okay, yes. I was trying to send them to you while you were talking to make you break. But
wow. No, I'm seeing it now. I'm just like,
yeah, now before we get back into that,
yeah, never. Let's not do that. I think we should. I think we should do the Lisa thing and just say let's never speak of this again.
yeah, let's go into our respective rooms and never speak of it again. So there you go. I was listening. Oh, you know what? We're out of time. Oh well. I guess that was our episode. We had a lot of fun. What?
Let's just keep going. Let's talk about. No, I don't know.
Nah, no. I like to keep. We don't have that much space.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
and well, and also I just assume that everybody listening doesn't want to hear us talking about gay Bigfoot and.
Maybe they do. Maybe we'll get. If you do, tweet us hashtag loved by gay Bigfoot.
No, just hashtag gay Bigfoot.
Okay, yeah. Keep it short.
I'm sorry. This was not a family-friendly episode.
Or tweet, I hate what you said about gay Bigfoot.
Yeah,
And
either
in
way.
fact, we can discuss that. We can we're intelligent people. We can have just conversations about debating whether or not gay Bigfoot should be allowed to marry.
We can open up a discussion.
Yeah,
dialogue,
we're very open minded. We're people who don't agree. Okay, we'll talk. It's cool.
I see your point of view, but yeah.
I do believe that these fantastical creatures that don't exist should I don't know. Not gay people. I'm talking. No, not at all. I'm talking about gay Bigfoots. I don't want to be misunderstood here.
Oh, please tell me though, Guillermo, and maybe we'll close it on this. Please tell me that when you're writing this story, you'll use the pseudonym Yeti Samuels.
That is officially my favorite thing now ever.
Okay.
That's the greatest thing you've ever said. I'm going to do it right now.
Yeti Samuels, or
That's-
maybe Yeti Samuelson.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, just look up on Amazon. It'll be amongst a very amongst very good company online. And again, if you're into writing that, by all means, but just keep in mind that I will make fun of how ridiculous it is, and I would, if in revenge you want to name your gay Bigfoot Guillermo Velez, that's cool. I will take that hit, but just don't keep writing. Just whatever you do, keep writing, even if it's gay Bigfoot porn erotica.
Anything more to add before we leave? Oh, wouldn't it be funny if I wasn't recording this whole time?
Pregnant gay Bigfoot porn erotica, lactation.
Thank you. So until next week, we have another interview with Aliette de Bodard coming up. Unless she emails us and says, "Hey, don't play those episodes anymore." And
like I do not want to be associated with your show.
Yeah.
The guys, these are all jokes.
Wouldn't be the first time that would happen.
No, it's well, I don't think it's happening. I think all our people are cool. All the people we've interviewed are awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, and also on a side note, not to lump stuff in together with our current conversation, but there's another podcast out there, started up maybe about a month before we did, I think, and that's the Roundtable Podcast. Go out there and listen to them. They are awesome, and I was talking to them on Twitter a lot, and I might be going on there in the coming months. But check out the Roundtable Podcast. It's basically writers, the wannabe writers like us, get to pitch their idea for a story to the Roundtable Podcast, as well as a published author guest. It's a lot of fun. They kind of workshop the writer's idea, and it's really cool. So get on there and listen to them, and go to their website too if you have a story idea that you want to workshop. Go through them, because they're like experts at it. They're book workshopping Jedi. That's what they are. Wait, what did you?
No,
what?
I'm sorry. You know what? I saw the titles of the books that you sent me, the Amazon links, and I just saw the name of one of the authors, and wow, Peter Desad.
Nice.
It's a book about horse things. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. But anyway, just promise me that if you make it onto that podcast, you will kind of throw out my idea for the Gay Bigfoot. And who knows? Eventually, I will cut you in on movie deals.
Nice.
When we make, Gay Bigfoot the movie.
Well, you can go on there. Go to roundtablepodcast.com, and you can follow them on Twitter at WritersPodcast.
But the thing is, they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, this is a prank. This is obviously a joke. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. I want to write this because it's hilarious. But then again, it's only funny, so let's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody, check out their show. They are awesome. They're a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun together on Twitter. I'm thinking it would be fun if us and them started a Twitter war together, because I've never really been in a good Twitter war before. It's been a while.
Well, we like them though.
Yeah, I know, but Twitter wars are, they're great for everybody.
Well, I don't know. It's like I can't be as sarcastic as I possibly can in 140 characters.
Yeah. Well, you can do it in 280. Just have two of them back to back.
Yeah, just it doesn't have the kick of the one where it's like, yeah, this.
I guess you're right. Yeah, it's like, it's like here's the setup. Yeah. Part 1 to be continued, and you have to use up characters doing that too.
No, but then we need that'll. I don't want to. Well, I mean, we've already kind of maybe isolated, not isolated, just kind of
excluded.
Yeah,
turn people away, running and screaming from our show.
Yeah, now with all this talk of we should probably do some heavy editing where everything I say should just be replaced with sprinkles,
fluffy bunnies,
magic. I don't know.
All right, so that does it for our show, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, at least the Aliette de Bodard interview. Here, I just messed up her name again. I hope you at least enjoyed the interview that we did with her. It was a lot of fun, and we got another one coming up next week, and followed by more horrible words that we say.
We promised not to speak of this again.
Yes.
And in fact, for any people that do like it, we're going to start a separate podcast specifically about Gay Bigfoot.
The Gay Bigfoot cast. Yes.
Yes. Like we believe in equality for everyone. If you're a gay Bigfoot lover, a straight Bigfoot lover, something in between,
or a straight lover of gay Bigfoot.
Exactly. If you're a straight lover of gay Bigfoot, just hang in there. We have a very niche podcast for you.
We do. Yeah. So keep searching the internet for that. Type that into the search engine, and I'm sure you'll find us eventually. So everybody, you can follow us at FMW Podcast on Twitter. FMWpodcast.com is a website, and if you feel so inclined, leave us some comments on iTunes. That's a great way to help us out, and give us some stars on there. And don't take this episode alone as your basis for your review. So until next week, I am Benjamin J. Love.
And I am Guillermo Gay Bigfoot Velez.
Oh, you're not Yeti Samuel?
Oh, that's right, Yeti Samuels Velez, I'm sorry. Yeti Samuels Velez.
Right.
I didn't even say that.
Oh, wait. Right. Are you done now?
Yes.
Okay, right. Oh, nobody's gonna listen to our show right now.
No, I think maybe this should have stayed as an inside joke.